Hello and welcome to Whimsical Weirdos Pod. I'm your host Amanda, and today we're talking about Love is Blind. We're talking about season 6 up to episode 9. The new episodes haven't dropped yet, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. And for those of you listening on any podcast, streaming service, whatever, I also have this on YouTube and you can see me talk about it and stuff, so definitely check out my YouTube. And this is a mic, it's a pink mic. That's what it is, okay? I got some questions when I put this on TikTok, okay? Let's get the obvious ones out the way. Chelsea and Jimmy. Girl, who tells people that they resemble Megan Fox? And in her defense, I do kind of see a little resemblance with the eyes and the lips, but you don't tell somebody that, you don't tell somebody you look like a hot celebrity, especially Megan Fox. She's the top 3. What are you doing? And the most annoying part is that she knew what she was doing. She led him into it because she was like, oh, I get told I look like a celebrity. Have you ever been told that? He's like, no. And then she's like, oh, well, you might know her. What's her name? I forgot her name. It's Machine Gun Kelly's girlfriend. Nobody remembers Machine Gun Kelly over Megan Fox. You know what I mean? So she was just kind of leading him into it because she wanted to tell him that, and she knew that would kind of be a deciding factor in who he chose. And it's if they start talking about looks, they should just be automatically disqualified. It doesn't make any sense. That's not what the show was for. And a lot of them have talked about looks on the show, and Clay, asking AD, what she looked like, and she was his perfect description, but she wasn't going to tell him that, which I love that she didn't tell him that, but we'll talk about them later. But that was one of the things. It's what are you doing? Or Shake from the other seasons. Why are you asking about looks when it has blind in the name of the show that you're on, you know? If you followed me on TikTok, you would have already seen my little spiel on the friends, Jimmy's friends. Let's talk about that scene. So you're introducing people to the closest people in your life or whatever. Maybe his family didn't want to be on the show, which is cool, whatever. But he brought his 2 best girlfriends, and they've known each other for 2 years. I don't know. My theory, I probably will be proving wrong in the future. I really think him and Barbara had a thing. When Barbara came on the screen, I was like, OMG, this woman is beautiful. No offense to the other girl. I think she was pretty too, but Barbara really stuck out to me. And she probably got extra glam for because she knows she was going to be on Netflix and all that, which is totally understandable. But the vibe also during the conversations, they were joking about Jimmy crying during sex or whatever, and she was like, oh yeah, he does that. Girl, how do you know that? How do you know that? And whatever, Jimmy has 2 best girlfriends, okay? You don't have one guy friend that was available, yeah, sure, bring the girls, but at least one. Just one. But Chelsea seemed kind of chill with it for now, at least from what we saw. They didn't show anything about her talking about them, but she did seem kind of chill with it. She told them the truth. Normally she would feel uncomfortable or whatever, but, they seem fine. And anyway, I don't know, personally, I wouldn't be comfortable with that, especially if they're single, not married or anything. I would want to hang out with them. I'm not saying a guy can't have friends who are girls, but I would be hanging out with you guys. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm not insecure, but I don't know. I just feel it's a respect thing. If I was in a relationship and I had 2 guy friends who were single, I wouldn't hang out with them while I'm by myself in the I don't know. Anyway, moving on. But Chelsea just didn't seem like she cared too much, and I wonder if it's because neither of them looked a lot like Jessica, and she's just been scarred from Jessica. So yeah, maybe she just doesn't care because she doesn't think they're his type. I don't know, but I don't know. I think something is going on with him and Barbara, or went on in the past with him and Barbara. And also, friends of 2 years, okay? I thought they were going to be childhood friends, which would make more sense to me. And maybe also be a little childhood best girlfriend. I don't know. But that's just me, so let me know. Maybe I'm just crazy. You guys let me know what you think. There's that couple. I call them the weeb couple because they talked about Naruto and anime and stuff in their pods. It's Amy and Johnny. I'm going to call him Johnny. I think that's his name. Amy and Johnny. They're okay. They're kind of a little boring couple. I'm rooting for them, though. I like them. But the only thing is, we saw, this man is deathly afraid of getting pregnant, which I understand. That's a very scary thing. But she doesn't want to be in birth control, which is her right. But then, there's something that starts with a C and ends with an M that could help you out, bro. I don't know. I feel he's just, this argument, not argument, but I guess this obstacle they have is a little strange because there are ways to overcome that. Anyway, there are ways to get through that don't involve, her being on birth control. I just feel like hopefully they can work it out because I like them together. I think they're cute. I loved his family. I like his siblings or whatever. They're so sweet and nice, and they were like all over her. I love that for her. She seems really sweet. And honestly, I'm rooting for Amy. I really couldn't care less about Johnny, but I love his like sisters. So sorry, Johnny. Anyway, we got to talk about AD and Clay. I love AD, and I've seen people like for AD and against AD, and I'm like, the girl hasn't done anything wrong at least in my opinion. You guys let me know, maybe I missed something, but I just think she's like a beautiful, confident person, but she does like ignore some red flags, and she says something along the lines of if she sees red, she matches her nails to it or something like that. I feel like she ended up with the type of guy that she would have picked in real life anyway. But I don't understand him because he's acting like cheating is like a genetic disease. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, oh, I don't know. I just don't know how. I just don't want to cheat on you. Well, then don't fucking do it. Like, what? I don't know. I don't know if she's just kind of going with it until like it comes to the wedding day and she's gonna say no or what. But these are like red flags. And then he like kind of raised his voice at her with his mom right there, and she called him out on it. She was like, oh, what? And he was like, sorry. But whatever. It was just like, I don't like them together. I think she can do so much better. And yeah, I don't really like Clay, to be honest. I didn't like him the second he started talking about what she looks like in the pods. And I just feel like maybe he's just not ready for like a committed relationship, and he should just date around with other people and leave AD alone and let her like do her hustle and meet someone who's actually good for her. And AD, stop finding these red flags and change your nail color to green, okay? For anyone watching on video, I can't stand my glasses are reflecting my lights around me, so I'm just taking that off, and please know that I just can't see right now at all. Let's talk about Jeremy and Laura. Oh my god. I didn't expect them to have like the most drama right now, but they do. And I'm not gonna lie, like during the vacation part, I didn't like Laura that much. I thought she was like trying to change him, with his little fun Hawaiian shirts and all that stuff. And that bean dip story, I just feel like it was like exaggerated a lot, and maybe they didn't have enough drama, and the producers were like, keep going with this, keep going. So yeah, I didn't really like that segue, but I didn't really like Laura either, but now I'm like, okay, she's like a strong and secure woman, and she knew what was up. She gave him the chance to fess up. Like, and he just was denying, well, not really denying, but not telling the truth. And she already knew the truth. So, if they ask, they know, okay? And I saw that girl, Stacey Ann, or whatever her name is, that he cheated on Laura with. I saw her posting TikToks and stuff in Jeremy's house or apartment or whatever, and people were like picking the scenes from like where we saw his house to where she's filming, and yeah, she is in the house. The problem is in the house. And I never understand that, because it's like, it's that saying like, if someone cheats with you, they'll cheat on you, like, how can you trust that? Like, he was literally being filmed to marry Laura, and he cheated on her with you. Like, how are you comfortable with that? None of that makes, like, that type of mentality just makes no sense to me whatsoever. But I do want to apologize to Laura, who will never see this, because I'm sorry that they kind of edited you weird in the beginning and caused some people to dislike you, but you're truly secure, and it takes a lot to, like, hold it together. At least, we saw her hold it together on camera, but I'm sure she was very, very emotional off camera, So, yeah, Jeremy, go find a hole and fall into it or something. I just finished recording this, but I have to add one more thing about Laura. So, she's secure and badass bitch, whatever. But I was a little confused when she had that meeting with Jessica and was like, no, you should totally, like, Jimmy would still be interested, even though he was with Chelsea. So Laura basically told Jessica to try and bypass Chelsea to get to Jimmy if she wanted to. But then, what's that girl's name? Sarah Ann? Stacey Ann? One of those two. She, like, came after Jeremy for the same, like, type of situation. So I thought that was a little weird. Just saying. Just saying. Could be a girl's girl, you know? You don't have to hurt Chelsea like that, but anyway, next up is Brittany and Kenneth. Brittany, she deserves the world. She was, she thought she found her person. Kenneth seems like he just wanted a vacation. Like, what the heck? He completely switched up on her. It was crazy. And, like, the only thing I remember them really talking about was his stupid dolphins. And listen, I like dolphins, sure, whatever. And I remember him specifically saying, like, oh, I had a keychain and now I don't have it and whatever. It's like, that's like their main conversation they had. And then he just like was silent on her. The good part for her is that this got, figured out early on and she doesn't have to like go all the way down the aisle and like pretend that she may say yes. Like, it sucks, but seems like a really nice person, and he just seemed like he wasn't really that into her after they came back from vacation, which sucks. And I think he's a principal or a teacher or something. I think he's the principal though. I really hope his students are like roasting him and dressed up in like dolphin costumes or something, because he deserves some mocking. I think that's all the main cast. I'm gonna have to talk fast because I'm losing battery right now, but I really hope that Jessica doesn't take Jimmy back or anything like that. I hope that he regrets his decision. No offense to Chelsea, but like, yeah, I hope he regrets his decision and, is trying to get her back. And she's like, no, because I'm a bad bee and I'm a mother who has to think about my child. And I don't want somebody like you who doesn't pick me first, like that type of vibe. But she did say, like, in the most recent episode, like, oh, I still have a thing for him. Like, it's hard to like lose your feelings. And yeah, I get it, but don't go back to him. And we saw the preview where they're saying, like, where it's Chelsea yelling at Jimmy and she's like, you had sex with her, you fucked her or something. And I hope it's not about Jessica. I feel like it's probably about his friend, and in my opinion, Barbara. I kind of don't even remember the other friend's name. I think it's because I'm obsessed with Barbara. Like, I think she's so gorgeous, so that's why her name's stuck in my head. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe that's about Barbara. And then another thing, Trevor. So, at first everyone was like Team Trevor, like, you go Trevor, like, Chelsea shouldn't have never like broken up with you. She even gave him that gift, and he was like, I'm tapping it, and because of how much I loved you. And that was really sad. But we were all rooting for him. And then all those texts came out, and I still don't know if they're verified and true, but that he had a girlfriend and was planning to like, pretend to marry somebody on a show or whatever, maybe for fame or money or whatever. But I sincerely hope that's not true, because he seemed really nice, but I haven't seen anything to confirm or deny that. So for now, it's just there, and I hope it's not true. I need to know what you guys think, and if I missed anything out, just, let me know. You guys can subscribe to me on YouTube at Whimsical Weirdos Pod. You can listen to my podcast, Whimsical Weirdos Pod, wherever you listen to podcasts, and definitely subscribe to me on TikTok. I post a lot on there, and I also have an Instagram where I really don't post at all, so you don't worry about that. But yeah, thanks you guys so much for listening, and don't forget to stay weird.